Yo, what's good, YouTube? Zamcrow here, aka Scoot, here with the Pokemon Battle Federation Season 5. Kind of an intro plus my recap's done up. So this kind of just an intro for our season and our stuff like that. So basically, of course, we are coach of the Black Mountain Raccoons, and if you watch the draft recap, then you know that we have, as you can see on screen as well, Tapu Bulu, Suicune, Zardex, Crobat, Fortress, Medicham, Acelgor, Stunfisk, Smeargle, and Frostlass. Really fun team. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with the team. And we have made Tapu Bulu our Z move user, as said in the draft recap. But schedules have been released. Conferences have been made, and such. So just wanted to make a. But okay, this is a team builder video, as the title says. But like I said, it's also an intro. So basically, there's a Sun and Moon conference where it's just conference, no divisional stuff. So in the Sun Conference where we are, we also have RB Leipzig Zagoons, coached by Ryan, a very threatening coach. Gainesville Gallades, coached by A1. This is his first time in a league, but he's a very solid OU player, so really looking forward to that. We also have Season 4's runner-up, St. Louis Carbinks, here coached by Andy, also in the Sun Moon. Dallas Star Use, coached by Poketai, as well as Wisbech Town Weezings, coached by Curtis. So that's pretty interesting. Fun little conference, in my opinion. The other division is the Moon Conference. I need to quit saying division. The other conference is the Moon Conference with Toronto Star Raptors, coached by Noodle, Goldenrod Zebstrikers, coached by Skyrise, Chicago Ursaring, coached by Greg, Houston Rotoms, coached by Nazarmat, New England Pyroars, coached by Diego, and the Lacinosa Lucarios, coached by That Mad Bruin. So it looks to be a pretty fun season. I'm going to hop into my schedule now. First off, we'll be playing the Wisbech Town Weezings, and then Goldenrod, Gainesville, New England, St. Louis, Dallas, Lacinosa, Toronto, Chicago, RB, and finally Season 4 champion Houston Rotoms would be our last match. So it is an 11-week season, a little bit different from previous 12-week seasons. But yeah, so that's that. Anyways, we'll hop into the team builder here, as you can see on screen. I do bring Frostlass, my girl here, going to put in some work, I hope. Basically, I run. I have to run a timid nature. I'm actually confused here. It shouldn't be like this. Anyways, I run. Let's talk about my opponent's team first before I get into exactly what's going on here. So he has Mega Medicham, Landorus Therian as a Z move potential, Snorlax, Darmanitan, Rotom Wash, Doublade, Slurpuff, Cryogonal, and Superior. So he had one way to remove hazards, and that's Cryogonal, which is a spinner and is also spin blocked by Ghost type. So I wanted to bring some hazard stack. Huge threats on his team are like Darmanitan, Choice Scarf Darmanitan, Mega Medicham, Landorus Therian, and Doublade. So I figured, and Snorlax as well, and Superior. So those were the ones that were most threatening to me, and I wanted to get a little chip damage on all of them. Obviously, Landorus doesn't take spikes, but I'm blanking here on something. Anyways, I think the EVs here are supposed to be 216 timid nature with speed. That way I can outpace the Cryogonal and get a hit off on it. Maybe like if it's low or something. if it wants to come in and spin. And then I didn't really need. So as you can see, I'm walled by Snorlax. Basically takes nothing from Ice Beam, immune to Shadow Ball, but I have something for that, like a setup kind of thing. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I'm trying to think here. So the speed, anyways, the speed, I didn't need a lot of special attack investment, so I did drop the rest of. I didn't put like max special attack because I didn't need it. So yeah, there's that. Basically, this has enough special attack to do enough damage to do blade to where it can't set up on me, and to where Landers is OHKO'd by Ice Beam, as long as it's not Yachi Berry, and to where like Ice Beam does enough to Superior, if not knocks it out, depending on its investment. Cryogonal won't, like, but it's not taking Spikes damage or rock damage and plus Shadow Ball, you know what I'm saying? Rotom Wash as well, can Shadow Ball it. Can hit everything on his team, and Mega Medicham takes super effective damage from Shadow Ball. And got the Ice Beam for only Landers and Superior, which are two immediate threats to my team. Unfortunately, Frostlass does not outspeed Superior. Outspeeds the rest of his team, bar Scarfs, but can't outspeed their Superior, so no reason to be max speed or anything like that. Basically a suicide lead. I can throw up spikes. Try to basically get as many spikes as I can get. Blocks Medicham's fake out as well, so it's a nice little lead there. The only thing that would be problematic would be a Darmanitan lead, in which I could get up one spike and he'd bring me down to my sash, potentially get a Curse Body on the Flare Blitz if that's what he chooses to go for, and then I could throw up another spike expecting him to switch, not expecting him to want to struggle because it does damage to himself, and he's going to want to keep that thing healthy so it can fire off Flare Blitzes over and over. And I had the Destiny Bond in case, like, say the rest of my team needs to break through something like Rotom Wash or Snorlax itself. I can just click Destiny Bond and potentially bring one of them down with me. I would like to, a Mon that's full HP or something hit me while I click Destiny Bond. So that's the game plan behind that. It can even take Landers out if it wants to, if it's Choice Scarfed or something and it comes in on a Destiny Bond or something and going to outspeed me. But I'm going to predict that thing to be Z-Move with the Z-Fly for my Tapu Bulu, which I'm not bringing. But yeah, this is a nice little suicide lead here, and potentially can save it for the late game as well. And I guess depending on what mons he has left, I could potentially win with Frostlass just due to its speed, and assuming that Mega Medicham doesn't have the fake out, and of course prior damage on me or something like that. Anyways, yeah, that's the thought process behind Frostlass here. And the next mon I bring is Mega Charizard X. I debated a defensive set, especially offensive defensive set with Will-O-Wisp and Dragon Pulse and Roost and Substitute or something like that. So Rotom Wash would have problems with me. I debated a few different sets, but then I come up with this pretty fun set: Swords Dance, Flame Charge, Dragon Claw, Roost. I would have liked if I could have fit like Substitute or Belly Drum on here. That would have been pretty cool. But I didn't want to lose half of my HP setting up, so I figured Swords Dance would be a little bit better. I do have to run the Jolly Nature to potentially speed tie with a Mega Medicham and outpace things like Darmanitan if it's not Choice Scarf, Landers if it's not Choice Scarf, and the rest of his mons I outspeed just naturally, besides Cryogonal. And then Superior, obviously. But yeah, I got the flame charge there, the Swords Dance flame charge, Dragon Claw, and Roost. Basically, if I weaken Landers enough, this can just sweep after one Swords Dance. Maybe get some chip damage on Snorlax as well. And then pretty much can set up on Rotom Wash as long as it's not offensive or have like dual status with Will-O-Wisp and Thunder Wave, which would be problematic. Trying to think of anything else off the top of my head. I don't think I'll be able to think of anything else though. Yeah, basically after a flame charge, I outspeed everything on this team. Even as I own Scarfish, Bar, Serp, and Cryogonal, which is pretty lit, I think. And that's, in my opinion, that's pretty lit because those are some like Choice Scarf Landers and Choice Scarf Darmanitan wouldn't be a big threat after a Dragon Dance. Especially if I have a Flame Charge, especially if I have a Swords Dance up. I'm trying to think of anything else. It does massive amounts of damage to Doublade with unboosted Flame Charge. Can also set up on Doublade. Can set up on a choice locked Darmanitan if it's locked into Flare Blitz. I can set up on that. Snorlax, I can bar a Curse set or like a Banded Earthquake set. I can set up on it as well, as long as it don't get like a Body Slam para or anything. Landers is Intimidate's kind of scary, and Medicham Speed Ties are pretty scary too. But yeah, outside of all that, I think the team's pretty solid, so far the team's pretty solid. And I guess we can get into Ozzy over here, my Crobat. Now this is a different set. I'm running a max attack, adamant natured, because if I'm adamant, I can outspeed his entire team as long as I put full investment into speed as well, or pretty close to full. As you can see, I outspeed Superior by 1 point, meaning I outspeed all of his non-choice Scarf Mons by 1 point. And I get to the extra power from the adamant attack, so I set at 306 attack. And the Sharp Beak will be boosting my Brave Birds pretty significantly. Well, not like super significantly, but you know, it does the work it needs to do. I debated 2 different sets here, but ultimately after choosing my next mon on the list, my 5th mon on the list, I decided that I could bypass the Infiltrator, and Scarf Serp wouldn't be, Substitute Superior wouldn't be a problem, so I didn't need Infiltrator because Fortress breaks the sub guaranteed no matter what, and so then I could just bring in Crobat the following turn, and as long as he doesn't get a speed boost, which is, he's not going to get a speed boost. I have nothing to give him a speed boost with, so I could always outspeed and revenge kill with the Sharp Beak Brave Bird, bar like a Cobra Berry or something. Also have a U-turn, just for momentum, because Rotom Washers are pretty solid switch in here, so I can U-turn out, bring in, Banshee or to set up spikes, or Fortress to set up rocks on a Rotom Wash. Potentially PP stall it with Suicune as well, depending on what moves he actually has. Cross Poison there because I can't hit the Rotom Wash otherwise, and hits the Slurpuff and Superior for significant damage. So like, if I don't need to lose any, if I need to keep my HP high, then I won't click Brave Bird, and I can click Cross Poison on things like a weakened Rotom Wash, a weakened Mega Medicham, weakened Superior, Slurpuff, etc., etc. If they're weakened enough and I don't have to click Brave Bird, I won't. But otherwise, Cross Poison is useless because Brave Bird is my strongest hit attack. But yeah, Cross Poison, like I said, if they're weakened and I can kill them with that, then that would be optimal. And my last move is going to be Tailwind because Tailwind helps one of my later mons. It helps all my mons in a sense as I get +2 speed, but well, I guess it helps me in all those senses, really. So yeah, just the extra speed helps out against like Choice Scarf Landers, Choice Scarf Darmanitan, Superior and Cryogonal. So I can get like, if Brave Bird's gonna kill me, if I kill the Slurp, maybe I'll just click Tailwind instead, and then bring in something like Banshee or Charizard or Zyro. Either one, Frostlass or Charizard or whatever's on my team, really. To a non-invested Superior, Suicune does around half with Ice Beam, so that's pretty interesting. I have Inner Focus here on the Crobat because if he leads Mega Medicham and I lead Crobat, then he's probably gonna click Fake Out before he switches out, in which I could click Brave Bird and just knock him out because I won't flinch because of my Inner Focus. So I think that's really, really cool. Yeah, I guess in my opinion, it's really, really cool. Next up, we have Suicune here, who is a bit of a problem for my opponent's team. He does have he does have like ways to beat me down, but overall I think Suicune's really, really nice against his team. Mega Medicham does a lot, but I do pack the Protect, so if he wants to click Fake Out and then High Jump Kick, I can Protect on the High Jump Kick, and he would obviously miss and lose half of his HP. So if he's low HP and he misses High Jump Kick, then that's a threat out of the way. Mostly though, the reason I have Suicune here is for Darmanitan. Choice Scarf Darmanitan's putting in the work against my team so far. Just being able to come in and click U-turn or click Flare Blitz. So I figured I would bring Suicune and make it very bulky to where like I can take a High Jump Kick, I can take Flare Blitzes all day, especially with Leftovers and Protect. So I can beat the Darmanitan no matter what. And it also helps me because I do have Roar. It helps me against a Snorlax that wants to curse up. Curse-like Snorlax is a problem. Also helps me just phase things around in general. Doublade can't set up on me. Slurpuff can't set up on me and knock me out one hit. And I can PP style Rotom as well. Also, I can take a Leaf Storm from a Superior if it's, I think, all the time. I think I can take at least one Leaf Storm as long as it's not like Choice Specs or something. Well, I don't exactly remember the calc, but I know that my Ice Beam does. Let me just do the calc real quick so I know for sure. Again. Yeah. So after rocks, it's a roll in my favor. That even with Life Orb, timid Life Orb, he has to be timid to outspeed Zard and outspeed Frostlass and etc. So if he's timid Life Orb, he can't knock me out with Leaf Storm unless he gets a crit. And after rocks, it's even a roll. So I think that's important. So if he was getting ready to be a huge threat to my team, and he was at like 50% or something, I could come in with my Suicune, take the Leaf Storm and hit him with the Ice Beam, knock him out. But yeah, it's kind of situational. mostly there for Darmanitan. Darmanitan can take a hit from Landers as well, and protect on the Z move potential to make sure that I can at least live his Z move, and then use Scald and the Ice Beam to scare him out, as well as get a little bit more HP. Maybe he's going for something other than Earthquake, or if he's going for regular Fly or something because he burned his Z move or something like that. But yeah, I think defensive Suicune is going to be a huge problem for him to deal with. I don't think he can really break it. So I think I built a pretty solid defensive core, as well as offensive checks to his threats. Like I said, Superior could be a problem. That's why my next mon is Fortress here with the Ockerberry, Stealth Rock, Gyro Ball, and Volt Switch with Counter. The reason I have Counter on here is because if I get into a situation where I didn't burn my Ockerberry and I'm up against the Darmanitan, I can actually stay in and not make a prediction, predicting him to either go for the Flare Blitz or U-turn, and either way I don't really lose anything by just clicking Counter. But I can set up my Stealth Rocks as long as I got my Sturdy up even. So basically what I want to happen is I want my Sturdy to be up, I want my Akka to not be popped, and I want Darmanitan to click Flare Blitz. And this is if Suicune's gone, and make sure that Superior is gone as well. So I will try to keep this thing healthy, always switching Suicune on a Darmanitan as long as Superior is around, if that makes sense. And then this thing is there to check the Superior to make sure it can't set up on me or anything. Gyro Ball always breaks the sub unless I'm burned. Volt Switch is there for just momentum, like on Rotom Wash, or even if he's going to predict me and he goes into something like Doublade or Snorlax to set up on me, then I can Volt Switch out and then go into one of my other mons that are threatening. But yeah, Stealth Rock's there for the extra chip on everything, and Rock just generally pressure his team overall since he does only have one spinner and it takes 25% itself. So yeah, I think it was a pretty cool mon to bring with the Ockerberry, knowing that Superior probably hits me with a Leaf Storm, and then I can pop its sub. If it's a substitute variant, I can pop its sub with Gyro Ball, and then proceed to live a +2 Hidden Power Fire because of my Ockerberry and go for the Gyro Ball again, which will do a significant amount of damage to him. I'm not sure on the exact calc, but I know Gyro Ball does upwards to like 40 to 50% or something like that. I don't think it quite did 50%, but it did quite a bit. I know it did more than 40 to Superior. That being said, like I said, it will always break the sub, and then lets Crobat come in revenge kill the Superior. And it's max special defense and max HP because, you know, it is my check to Superior. Even if as long as okay, so if my Ockerberry does get popped during the match, and then Superior isn't set up later in the match, I can still take a Hidden Power Fire. So that's as long as it's not set up already. As long as if it's not +2, I can take a Hidden Power Fire. And yeah, that's the reason I got Fortress here. Otherwise, I wasn't going to bring Fortress, as it only serves as a rapid spinner. I guess this is important as well. Landorus Therian is my opponent's only Stealth Rock user. My only his only hazard setter period, and I didn't expect it to be able to get rocks up on me since my lead was going to be a Frostlass. So I knew if Landorus was his Stealth Rock lead that he would switch out, obviously. And I've got a lot of things that he just can't set Stealth Rocks up on. So like his only way to set Stealth Rocks up is against my Fortress without, you know, taking damage or losing momentum or something. So I did not expect him to bring Stealth Rocks, and if he did, I didn't expect him to get them up. which is why I have no hazard removal for my Charizard. Now, you can call that stupid, but I do have quite, reliable hazard control mons, so I didn't expect hazards to be a priority for my opponent, even though I had a Charizard. But yeah, he has really good checks to Charizard, being Landorus, Therian, defensive set, Snorlax as well, and then offensive checks like not letting it set up. It can't set up on Medicham. It can't set up on Landorus. It can't set up on Superior because it could carry the Dragon Pulse, and the Leaf Storm into a Dragon Pulse is obviously going to knock me out probably. So I didn't see a way that he was going to set up hazards, where Landorus is going to be so pressured in this match. So next up, I have a Choice Scarf Mega Medicham, which is EV'd to outspeed a, what is it? I think I'm EV'd to outspeed a Superior if I'm a Choice Scarf, so that I outspeed Superior. Can knock it out with the high jump kick, potentially. Knock the Cryogonal out. Zen Headbutt. Nothing on this team appreciates a Zen Headbutt. Knocks out the Medicham. High jump kick knocks out Snorlax. Ice Punch knocks out Landorus. High jump kick knocks out Darmanitan. And this is another point where Tailwind comes into play. If I have a Tailwind up, my Choice Scarfer outspeeds his Choice Scarf users, and that's going to be clutch if it comes down to it. I have Baton Pass here is just for momentum. I do have U-turn and Volt Switch and Baton Pass on here just for momentum. If he does bring Doublade, then that's a pretty solid switch in to Medicham, and I can always click Baton Pass if he has the Doublade out, or if it's even around. If his Landorus shows to be Rocky Helmet and his switch in to high jump kick, then I can start Baton Passing around that. But yeah, otherwise, just here to nuke things. I'm adamant. Pure Power puts my base attack at 120, I believe. So that's pretty nice. And like I said, I'm adamant nature with the nukes and high jump kicks and headbutt and Ice Punch. Kind of just nukes his team. And then, like I said, Baton Pass giving me momentum into things like Charizard or Frostlass even. So if he does bring the Doublade and I Baton Pass out, I can bring in my Charizard, set up a Swords Dance. Then his potentially a Rotom Wash comes in, gets hit with the +2 Dragon Claw and drops. He might want to sack off his Cryogonal or his Snorlax or his Landorus, and I could set up a Swords Dance on a few of those other mons, not Landorus obviously, but could set up another Swords Dance and potentially Flame Charge to get the kill, as I expect to have a lot of my hazards up. But yeah, otherwise this is the team. Basically hazard stack with some powerful offense. So I got my Stealth Rocker, my Spiker, and then Medicham, Crobat, and Charizard for the offensive pressure. And then my defensive backbone will be Suicune and Fortress, where Suicune can also be a threat to a few of his mons. None of his mons really appreciate a burn. And Protect can just annoy a lot of things, especially if he wants to. If he is Darmanitan, he locks himself into U-turn, or Mega Medicham clicks high jump kick and I click Protect. It's going to be problematic for him. Same thing for Landorus' Z move. If I click Protect on the Z move, then that's kind of like a waste. It's not going to do as much. Of course, I can't protect myself entirely, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Roar for Curse-Lax is pretty clutch. I think that's one of the ways that I don't get, just straight up beat by a Curse-Lax. So yeah, that's the team. Bringing nice hazard stack and some offense to work with it. That being said, I'll see you guys in the battle. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. We'll be making a lot of these team builders, just because I have a little bit more free time where I got a new job and stuff. So that's going to be that. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Let me know what you would have did differently in your prep. And yeah, I guess that's it. So until next time, I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching.